What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to the brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And the reason why I'm so excited is because the Coutinho to Liverpool transfer is getting closer and closer to being completed, because Coutinho's agent is now openly flirting with Liverpool FC. He gave an interview recently to TalkSport and we will talk about that in detail. So if you are excited for this video, if you enjoy the transfer videos, it just takes a second, leave a like on this video and subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you will never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news in this video. So it looks like, and many English and Spanish newspapers are reporting this, that the deal is that Coutinho could go to Liverpool on a 2-year loan spell, with Liverpool having the option to buy Coutinho back at the end of that loan spell for £88 million. And you might say, wait, hold up, that's too much money for a 29-year-old player. But we are not paying that for a 29-year, we are paying that for a 27-year-old with 2 years guaranteed that he is at Liverpool, and we can actually say no at the end of the 2 years. And I think this makes a lot of sense, because if Coutinho has a blinder of a 2 years at Liverpool and helps Liverpool win many trophies, then 88 million will not be a lot of money for Liverpool at that point, because with the sponsorship deals and everything going on and coming into Liverpool, and with the added boost, added revenue of winning the Champions League maybe with Coutinho, or winning the Premier League maybe with Coutinho in the team, I think Liverpool could do a deal, and then Coutinho could be at Liverpool for the next 5 years, winning many trophies, something that he failed to do when he was at Liverpool in his first spell, and his agent Ro Rapchan said he has been assured by Barcelona that Coutinho is not really for sale, but then he said that Coutinho is only 60-40 to stay at the Nou Camp. So there is, according to his agent, a 40% chance of Coutinho leaving the Nou Camp. So he opened the door basically for Liverpool and for other clubs to go for Coutinho, and he hinted that he will try and move him on if he is not completely happy at Barcelona. And Coutinho himself said that he is not happy at Barcelona. He wasn't happy with his season, he wasn't happy with how he performed, and he said that he wants to do much better next season. And now the actual quote from Coutinho's agent, who told to TalkSport this, and I quote, "I don't know exactly about those transfer stories. Bartomeu, the Barcelona president, was very clear with me, saying he doesn't want the player to leave and he has a future there. They made a tremendous effort to bring him over. He is Barcelona's most expensive signing in their history and the second or third most expensive signing in the world. He had an amazing Copa America. He was rated in the team of Copa America, and he won the Copa America with Brazil. He has won 3 trophies since he has been at Barcelona in the last 2 years. So he has had a great time there. As things happen in football, sometimes players feel a bit uncomfortable about somewhere. Sometimes it's the clubs that just don't quite fit. And he's hinting here that Coutinho has been uncomfortable and unhappy at Barcelona. And it's completely understandable, because the Barcelona fans in many games, especially in the second half of last season, have been actually booing Coutinho, and they were actually saying on social media that they want Coutinho sold, they want him out of the club. I follow a few Barcelona fan accounts just to pique their interest, just to get an insight on how they are rating Coutinho and Suarez, former Liverpool players. I'm still interested in that, and they are absolutely bashing Coutinho. They are berating him, they are criticizing him left, right and center. Almost every game they want Coutinho gone, they want him sold. So I completely get why Coutinho is unhappy and uncomfortable at Barcelona. And Coutinho's agent continued with this: if that obviously happens, that Coutinho is uncomfortable at Barcelona and he will be sold, we will decide what is best for Philippe. But at the moment, we are being told that's not happening, it's fine. And the arrival of Antoine Griezmann, who already got, I think, the number 7 shirt at Barcelona, which basically puts Coutinho on the bench, and it limits his playing time even more, and it limits his ability to play in the front three. And the manager, the Barcelona manager Valverde, doesn't want to play Coutinho in centre midfield because he thinks that Coutinho doesn't have the defensive capabilities, the discipline to track back and to protect sometimes the defense. And frankly, he's right. Coutinho's role is not that. Coutinho is not a defensive-minded player. He's all about attack. He's all about being free on the pitch to do whatever he wants, being creative, floating in different roles. So he doesn't really fit in this Barcelona team, and he won't start ahead of Griezmann, who Barcelona just paid £180 million for. And the agent added this, Coutinho's agent: Manchester United is a great club. I have players there and I have all the respect for them. But as far as Coutinho goes, it would be an extremely difficult to a near impossible move. It would be very difficult for Philippe Coutinho to play for any of Liverpool's rivals because he has such a great affinity towards Liverpool. His time there was fantastic, and this is where the agent is actually flirting with Liverpool, saying that Coutinho loved his time there. And this is what also he said about Liverpool. Yes, but like all big players, at some point you want to experience a different thing in your career because your career is very short. And his Anfield exit has no reflection on the fact that his heart and his affinity is still very much with Liverpool. I know he was cheering every time they had the chance to win the Premier League. Lucas Leiva is the same way. A lot of these guys who leave Liverpool remain Liverpool fans because of the fans and the passion they have for the club. So it would be hard for him to go to a Premier League rival. Every time we have spoken about it, we have had the same conversation. He would find it hard to play for another club in the Premier League. So I think the agent is openly saying to Liverpool, come and get Coutinho, because there is no way he will join another club in the Premier League besides Liverpool. And I'm really happy to hear that. But this is also what he said about Liverpool, and I quote: the thing is, Liverpool have built a tremendous squad. The manager has a great balance there, and it's probably one of the best run football clubs in the country. So with the build up they have done and the squad they have, signing Coutinho would really have to be something they would have to decide whether or not they feel there is now a current gap in the squad for someone like Philippe Coutinho. I think it's going to be a very difficult deal, but most of the big ones are always very difficult. Obviously, if Coutinho were to move back to the Premier League, it would have to be Liverpool. But at the moment, I think it would be difficult, and it would be up to Liverpool to make it happen. So these are actually the exact quotes of Philippe Coutinho's agent. And that's like almost saying to Liverpool, come and make a bid. Come and sign Coutinho. It's like an open invitation. And he basically confirmed that there is a 40% chance of Coutinho leaving Barcelona, even though he said that Barcelona officially, publicly, they are saying that Coutinho is not for sale. I think they have to say that just to keep the asking price very high. If Barcelona were coming out and saying that Coutinho is for sale, that's another 20 million dropped or slashed off his asking price. So publicly Barcelona are saying that Coutinho is not for sale, but privately many Barcelona board members are actually saying that Barcelona want to sell Coutinho, and also the agent pretty much confirmed that his heart is still with Liverpool. And I think he misses the days where he was the main man at Liverpool. The Liverpool tactics and the team was built around Coutinho, and also to bring the best out of him. And I think Coutinho misses that a lot, and that's why the agent is saying that Coutinho's heart is still at Liverpool. And I think this is very interesting. The Mirror is also reporting that Coutinho wants to return to Liverpool, and I think this loan deal is very interesting because I think it reduces a lot of the risk that maybe Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool are fearing, that a permanent transfer like paying Barcelona £90 million right now for Coutinho would be a risk. It wouldn't be as big a risk as signing an unknown player, an unknown superstar from different league, because Coutinho already knows the Premier League, already knows Liverpool, already knows the manager, already knows like 80% of the Liverpool players and how they play on the pitch. So it's going to be very, very interesting what will come of this transfer rumor. And actually, the Liverpool Echo asked the question to the readers, which are Liverpool fans, like 95% of them at least: would you like to see the return of Philippe Coutinho? And 68% of the readers said yes, absolutely, bring him home. 21% of the readers said no way, he made his bed and now he has to lie in it, I guess that's the saying. And 11% are indifferent, they said don't care. That was the third option. So 68% is like more than 2/3 of the people, 2/3 of the Liverpool fans. And also on my polls, it's like 70 or 80% are saying that you guys want Liverpool to sign Coutinho back. And I would prefer this deal, the loan to buy option. I mean, 2-year loan spell, that would cost maybe around 5 to 10 million pounds in total to loan Coutinho in for 2 years. And then at 29 years old, we can still say, no, we don't want to buy him permanently if Coutinho doesn't light up the Premier League again. But remember that Coutinho had his best season when he signed for Barcelona. He had actually like 12 goals for Liverpool and then 10 goals for Barcelona or something like that. So he scored 22 goals in the season where he went to Barcelona in the January transfer window. So if we could replicate that form, or even better, if he could better those numbers, he would be an absolutely incredible improvement to the Liverpool squad. And I dare say, Coutinho is the missing piece of the jigsaw to dethrone Manchester City and for Liverpool to win the Premier League title. Because Coutinho, the agent is right, he had an incredible Copa America. He was one of the main reasons why Brazil won the trophy actually, and he got some good assists and goals in the tournament. And he also played like his old self because he wasn't restricted offensively, he didn't have a lot of defensive responsibilities. And Jurgen Klopp knows Coutinho more than most managers. He knows what makes him tick, he knows what or how to get the best out of him. So I think him coming back to Liverpool would make sense for all parties. And getting him on loan would actually reduce the risk of a big transfer fee a lot. Because if it doesn't work out and if Coutinho can't bring his A game back, and we say to Barcelona at the end of the loan spell, no thanks, we don't want to buy him, and then it's Barcelona's problem. But if it works out and if Coutinho lights up the Premier League, and as I said, or a great Coutinho rather, would help Liverpool win many trophies, because as I said, he is the missing piece in my opinion. He is the kind of player that Liverpool need. And how incredibly funny and ironic would it be that Liverpool have been looking for a Coutinho replacement for 18 months now, and the Coutinho replacement would be actually the man himself, Coutinho. Like, that would be just incredible and very ironic and funny at the same time. And Jurgen Klopp said that he insisted that he wanted Mignolet to stay at Liverpool because Liverpool need 2 number 1 goalkeepers. So what do you think about that? According to many English newspapers, according to, for example, the Daily Mail, Jurgen Klopp expects Mignolet to remain at Liverpool at least for another season. He insisted that his club need 2 number 1 goalkeepers, 2 goalkeepers who are very similar in level. I still feel that Alisson is on a whole another level than Mignolet, but maybe Klopp is right that we need an insurance policy, and we just can't go with a youth academy goalkeeper if Alisson gets injured or something happened with Alisson, he broke his hand or something, anything can happen, a freak injury or anything like that, and Liverpool need an insurance policy. And this is what Jurgen Klopp said. I have had a lot of conversations with Simon Mignolet in the last couple of years, and not weeks but months. We spoke before we left for summer break. I would say yes, I want him to say, it is because at a club like Liverpool you need two number ones at least in the club. That's cool with Alisson and Simon. A good situation for the club and a situation you should have. Everything is fine from my point of view. So that's what actually Jurgen Klopp said about Simon Mignolet's situation. And I think it's a very interesting take on things. And finally, we actually have some clarification, because there has been many articles saying that Liverpool want to sell Coutinho. There were articles saying that Mignolet wants to go, but it looks like Mignolet is happy to just play a lot of cup games, because I think we will have 7 competitions that we will compete in, and Mignolet also knows that anywhere he goes it will be a step down. Any club that he leaves Liverpool for will be a step down, and he won't have a better chance, or even as good a chance as right now, to win many trophies in 1 or 2 seasons if he stays around at Liverpool. And I mean, why would you want to leave Liverpool right now when it's this is the best Liverpool team of the past 30 years, and hopefully we will win trophies in the next 2 or 3 years, so this is the best time to be at Liverpool. And this is a very interesting interview that I found. Paul Mariner, who is a pundit for ESPN, claimed that Shaqiri had a bit of a fallout with Jurgen Klopp, and that's the reason why he didn't play a lot of games in the second half of last season. This is what he said: where do you need to strengthen, and how much are you going to spend to strengthen at the level that Liverpool, the European champions, wants to be at? Look at Wilfried Zaha. Crystal Palace wants £80 million for him. He's never an £80 million player. So you've got to be strategic. Look what he did with picking up Shaqiri at 13 million. It was a stroke of genius. He didn't play much in the second half of last season because he had a bit of a fallout with Klopp, but he came in and did some good things. Look at Robertson. Picking Robertson up was ridiculously good business. So players are out there. It's all about your scouting network. Klopp must be confident with what he's got in the building. And I'm not sure where Mariner is getting this information, because I remember Jurgen Klopp saying that Shaqiri has been outstanding, and we just switched formation from a 4-2-3-1 formation to a 4-3-3 formation in the second half of the season for some reason, and Shaqiri just couldn't get as much playing time because in the 4-3-3 formation there was no place for him, because we have been playing Salah, Firmino and Mane up front in every game, or almost every game. But it's clear that Shaqiri has a place in the squad, and Jurgen Klopp himself said that maybe he should have played Shaqiri a little bit more, because he has been doing well in training. So I don't think they had a fallout, otherwise Shaqiri would be sold. And actually the fact that Shaqiri came in the last month of the season and played in big games, like in the Newcastle game, in the Barcelona game, and he actually got vital assists in both games, that's evidence that Shaqiri is still rated highly by Jurgen Klopp, and I'm really looking forward to Shaqiri recovering from his calf strain. He's out injured at the moment, and hopefully he will have a big contribution next season. And I have very good news, because let's talk about the fan allocation for the European Super Cup. And after originally being allocated only about 5,000 tickets for the UEFA Super Cup clash against Chelsea, Liverpool fans have had their request granted, and they will be presented with a further 1,016 tickets for the European Super Cup final, which will be played at Beşiktaş Stadium in Istanbul in Turkey. It amounts to an increase of about 20% and to a total of about 6,000 tickets. This also means that there will be far more Liverpool fans in the stadium than Chelsea supporters, because Chelsea actually just requested 1,300 tickets. That blows my mind. Like 6,000 tickets for Liverpool and 1,300 tickets for Chelsea. Maybe Chelsea fans don't want to travel all the way to Turkey, but it's a European Super Cup final. How many times can you witness a European Super Cup final? And Liverpool will play in their 6th European Super Cup final, and we are aiming for our 4th trophy. So out of the previous 5 finals, we won 3 of them, which is a very good return in my opinion. and I really hope that we can beat Chelsea, because it would be such a boost to the start of the season. Chelsea also have won it twice, and this will be the 4th time they have played in it. So the previous 3 finals they won the 2 of them, which is also a very good ratio, very good return. And according to an ex-Leeds United player, Noel Whelan, Leeds manager Marcelo Bielsa was at the Brentford-Liverpool game, and this is what Whelan said. Bielsa was probably at Brentford looking at Ryan Kent. There is no reason for him to go there rather than Australia unless it was beneficial for him. Ryan Kent has been spoken about before. I think Bielsa has met with Jurgen Klopp after the game. I think there is interest and conversations going on it, and it is worth talking with his manager. There's no harm in building up a rapport with Jurgen Klopp. I would love to have Kent at Leeds next season. He's a fantastic young player who did really well at Rangers last season. Stevie G would love to keep him, but if we can get him, he would be a brilliant signing. He can play wide, number 10, he has pace, strength, he can run at defenders, score and create goals. He's a really exciting young prospect. I would actually send Ryan Kent out on loan to Leeds United if I was Liverpool, because playing for Leeds, they play attractive attacking football, they keep the ball on the ground, they don't really lump it forward, and it would actually be a very good for his development. And Leeds United will be in an hour around the playoff places, the top 3. I actually expect Leeds United to get promoted. They blew a great chance last season of getting promoted. Sheffield United overtook them in the end, and Ryan Kent playing for Leeds regularly would really help his development. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.